We really oughtn't need... Okay. Yep. Bad room to decide to walk through when my armor isn't doing well, but... sorry, my disguise isn't doing well, but apparently they don't even notice. That's fine. Just quickly refresh that. So there was another panel that we could not yet operate. I guess. This one. Priority user, Kimball, I. Don't remember. Messages or security routines? Let's go messages first. To redacted, your concerns. There's also a draft of a bedtime story. That's going to be incredibly sad. Excellent. From redacted to Kimball, your concerns.
You asked that I reach out. I'm doing so. Is something amiss with the team? How's their morale? No commitment to the project?
Of course morale is low. You gave those PhD tanks of nuclear scrambling gas with no warm bodies to test it on. What did you think was going to happen here? They can test on each other all they want, but no one lays a hand on my squad. I'm installing safeguards in case anyone challenges that decree. From Kimball I to Kimball A bedtime story. Once upon a time, there was a princess who wanted to train to be a soldier. While the other princesses got jobs at canneries and counting houses, the soldier squinted down her sights at the firing range and made sure that she hit the target every time. Then one day, a not very nice man offered her a job at an ivory tower far, far away from the kingdom. The princess could provide for her ailing father, her lovely child, and her goofball husband, but she would have to stay locked in the tower until the doctors could find a way out. Once she thought better of her choices, the princess applied for early dismissal, but no one listened. The end. I love you, Angelica. Maybe you can write me a better ending. Give your father a hug and tell him I'm sorry for missing another birthday. Mom. God, I hope she's alive. Security routines, 0. There are no security routines in this entire area. Hydrogen peroxide, that's literally just bleach, right? Probably don't need to be reading any of the walls. Take the purple punch though and bounce. There's another thing in here I didn't get to access at the time. Okay, encode keycard. Oh, it's a keycard encoder. Okay, so we have the blank one that we can encode. Sure, let's do the messages first though. From redacted to subject closing down. Cool. From redacted to station security all.
A transport vessel has been dispatched to HRS-1084. I've taken the liberty of upgrading the sensitive materials containment rating of this asset, which means that you are permitted to leave with company-branded consumables, but all personal effects must be left behind. Do not interfere with the tanks. A cleanup crew will dispose of all exhausted assets in time. Anyone who requires ethical correction therapy could speak to a Space's Care approved alienist.
Personnel files. Note on Guthrie J rather, and Chief Kimball. Let's go Guthrie J first. James is gone, and he never said goodbye. I keep telling myself if he wanted me to remember him as he was outside the tank. Sorry, I keep telling myself that he wanted me to remember him as he was outside of the tank. Or maybe he was just bad at goodbyes. When I saw that was left of him, I wanted to airlock everyone who let it happen. You could have said something, James. We were never short on time. Nothing's keeping me here now. The bits aren't worth it. I've requested a transfer. I get the impression I'm not the only one. So pretty much everyone requested a transfer directly off. Kimball thinks there'll be trouble once the docks run out of warm bodies. If James was around, I know he'd set her straight. Now that he's gone, maybe I could use some convincing too. She showed up next to my bunk last night. Said if anything happened to her, her password was her daughter's name. Hope it never comes to that. She, referring to Kimball. Kimball, we should know the daughter's name, right? So this is effectively run back and forth in order to figure out what the password is. What's the daughter's name? Messages to bedtime story. Angelica. It's Angelica with a J. Rather than a G. Although that said, like, my hack stat is so high that I could probably have just bypassed whatever would have had that. Yeah, this needed energy and we already had it. Fine. Where's the remaining part that right. it's transferring it over to Sublight. Seems to be the only remaining thing that we have to do on the ship, right? Seems to be powered down. See if we can find a power source. Power up the laboratory. Yep, seems like that's really our only choice, is to throw this over to Sublight. Better than UDL, though. There's no part of this I'm already missing, I don't believe. Yeah, we've already fully explored. Fine. I wonder if I would have had the ability to collect some other override cartridge from a different group and use that, but this is all we got. This is all we got. Accessing override data, displaying automated confirmation. If you're reading this, you're standing in the legal property of Sublight Salvage and Shipping. Good work, contractor. Report back to Sublight HQ to collect your cut.
Sublight will be well pleased that you've claimed the station for them. Myself, I'll be fine leaving this place.
I mean, I kind of want to turn all the machines back on and have them just kill while I'm away. Don't we know Chartrand from Cascadia? Yeah, we do. This is where the Cascadia people ended up after they got shipped off world. Or rather, where the project they were working on and themselves got ended up. I'm apparently not carrying many drugs. Did I sell all of mine? Or do I have the wrong drugs in the wrong area? I don't think I ever took my drugs back after I stored them in here. Yeah, I didn't. That was what was wrong. Beautiful. So we should only really, at this point, just need to...
My vacuum tubes require
Just gonna
evacuating.
quickly.
No, not those. The ones in port. Yes.
There we go. I'm afraid of robots. I have to stand on the other side. It's only fair.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
And back to Lilia Hagen. With Pavati and Vicar Max. Lilia seemed to get better along with Ellie. Let's try Ellie and Nyoka. Nyoka has relationships with Sublight people. Oftentimes, at least. Although I can probably just teleport mainly there. Yeah, pretty close at least. Obviously, we'll check in with Martin before we leave. Don't worry. I have my priorities, and Martin's one of them. Well, level 25. B, will you tinker? Maybe. What level am I currently? 23. I'm about to level up from handing this mission in. Maybe. It's basically as soon as I have enough bits for it, so I kind of want to get to just under 20 before I do that.
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain.
Mm-hmm. You'll also find some automech salvage awaiting new owners. The base had scientists in suspension tax. Some might be alive. I do want to talk about that because I want to try and get them back.
I heard about that. While my lawyers scratch their heads wondering how we deal with human salvage, I'm leaving the researchers in hibernation. Aside from the automated security, did you meet any resistance at the station?
I mean, surely I would just tell them about the UDL gunship. There's no reason not to.
I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch, maybe even longer. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. You might have figured that out already.
Is this about your cloak and dagger warnings? I'm listening. I hope it means I'm due for that raise. First.
That's right. Up until now, I've kept you in the dark for your protection. And more importantly, mine. But I'd like to think we've earned each other's trust. After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know.
Bad news, I take it? The truth about the human tailbone, or you had my interest, now you have my attention? Bad news, I take it?
Maybe the worst. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters.
I'm guessing you have an idea, or maybe they were just hiding expensive research from pirates like Sublight. Guessing you have an idea, though.
Before we go any further, I want you to keep an open mind. Can you do that for me, Captain?
Always. My mind's so open, my brain falls out. I can do that. Guess it depends on what we're talking about. It'd be good. I can do that.
Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it.
Aliens? Aliens. Really? Or nothing? Aliens question mark?
Hear me out.
Okay.
I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone.
Well, at least she doesn't expect us to believe it.
Right. I'm done. I'm officially tuning you out until such time as I hear the words payment and/or shooting.
The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions?
I already asked my only question, and it was aliens question mark? This is completely insane. Skip to the part where I get paid. A few. Yeah, a few.
If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside.
When you say aliens, what are we talking about here?
Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't all been replaced. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch.
Oh, and you're just referring to those as aliens. I joined Sublight so I could do crimes, not save humanity. The green bastards must pay. I haven't seen any evidence of aliens in particular, though.
No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep.
Suddenly became more relatable. How do you know I'm not an alien spy on a mission to silence you? Somehow I feel like she'll be hostile towards that option. Someone to say, enough, tell me what needs to be done.
Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species. I need you to put a bullet through her skull.
No, not doing that. Sounds messy, I'll take the job. Murder isn't covered under my employment contract or agreement. And why does Dr. Chartrand need to die? Let's ask the third.
She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2% increase in cystipig juiciness.
A whole 0.2?
Now she's doing the same thing with humanity.
Making
Her
humanity
fingerprints
0.2
were
more
all over
juicy?
Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team.
When did Sublight get so principled, or your concern for the fate of our species is admirable? First.
It's cute that you'd think that about me. I just want to add savior of humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets first dibs on alien salvage.
Okay. Science 1. The labs I passed through didn't seem that evil. So it's just to make sure that you get that option. God. I'd love to have Science 0 just so I can see that not work. Now it makes sense. Sounds messy. I'll take the job. Murder isn't covered under my contract. Where does Chartrand fit into alien conspiracy theory? The labs I passed through didn't seem that evil. Where does Chartrand fit in?
We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, the suspension tanks. How much proof do you need? Wake up, Captain. An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the board, unlimited funds, and a colony full of sheep.
No. The lab I passed through didn't seem that evil.
Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Because some of us would call that excessive. Remember, the tanks were just the shit she left behind. Just imagine the experiments she carted off to her next lab.
See, we read all of the details, so we know this isn't true. And we don't have the ability to tell Lilia for some reason here. Maybe there's a piece of information I'm missing still? Murder isn't covered.
Just think of it as salvaging hope from the smoking wreckage of humanity. This is your initiation into a future with sublight. Want a steady position in our ranks? Buy one with a bullet.
What do I get for joining up?
Well, there's your usual fee. What else do you want? A promotion? It's yours. Even better. I'll owe you one.
Promotion to what? I'll need some time to think about this.
Don't think for too long. I want this business tidied up before anyone starts asking questions.
Skill and perk points. Also, the world's loudest sound. Good lord. That could be just like a mic quieter. Okay. I mean, I don't need to focus on science. My medical stats are ridiculous with Ellie and Yoka in my party. Maybe Hack needs more? What was I saying? The sound was too loud, you couldn't hear me? It's fair. I was saying it's quiet. They need to turn it up a little bit. A lot of these not necessarily useful for me. Plus 35% damage when under 25% health. I don't do that often. It's funny your first thoughts of her were betraying or killing her. Lilia Hagen? I still think that. Alright, let's increase the walk speed. Doesn't feel all that different. That said, we have one more thing we need to do before we can leave this area. Can I not even jump over here? Alright, fine. We'll descend the natural way. But in terms of the journals, I don't think I'm actually going to pick up that quest yet. I'm going to try and see if I can find and talk to Chartrand at all. It'd just be way easier to do it that way. Hey, Martin.
You should give our latest product a try. Ollie Ollie Toxi-Free. Now with activated charcoal. Don't take my word for it. See for yourself. Make a choice. Spacer's choice.
That's all I wanted to hear, bud. Just a little bit of your beautiful sonorous tones. Sonorous in a in a monotone way, but sonorous nonetheless. Actually, I'll just teleport back onto the ship. Take me back, unreliable. Crashing during a melee power attack apparently performs a sweep. Good.
A reminder to all crew members, there is only one.
I actually do really want to do that melee build. That's the Byzantium one. Which one do we want to finish next? Because we were on a bent of just doing everything in different locations to finish them up. So both of those are actually Monarch. That one's Byzantium, Scylla, 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 Byzantium, Scylla. Excellent. Let's just go back to Monarch now. For Slaughterhouse Clive. There's actually a landing pad in Fallbrook, apparently. Although I think Cascadia's is nearer. I think Cascadia's is actually nearer to where we're going. It's too bad you can't rescue Martin. Yeah, it's really, really unfortunate. I was very much hoping that I could free him from his life of corporate shackles. Alas. It's a strong no on the ability to do that. Nyoka and Felix. I think we were taking. I think even outside of that, our skills should be enough. I also do need to finish Canids directly after, because I suspect that's actually probably the final thing that we have to do on Fallbrook. Sorry, on Fallbrook, on this area. CMP Bolst Factory. Destroying the board could count as freeing Martin? Well, I mean, that's what we're going to have to do then. Exclusively due to that. Can I actually talk to anyone here? Okay, if I put on a disguise directly in front of them, they have to immediately shoot me, right?
Ah, you must be a part of the new line shift. Don't tell me you lost your key card already. A lost card's worth 2 infractions, you know.
How much for a card and no infractions? Actually, I haven't been issued one yet. It's my first day of the job, or got a message from Clive at Sublight. I can deliver it to him, or I can deliver it to you. Sorry, for Clive from Sublight. Ah, must have dropped it somewhere. I'll go and find it. Let's just quickly pop on a different hat and be less drugged. Damn it. I put away the wrong hat. I knew this was going to be a problem. My Intimidate's real low. It'll be 14 higher if I have that, and then 1 for the personality stats will be enough. Fine. I do want to try and do the Intimidation here, and it shouldn't take us that long just to teleport back onto the ship, pick it up. It's our Bowler's hat, the one that has +7 to dialogue.
Bioka is drunk. Surprise.
Specifically all of the dialogue skills. There we go. So these are the ones that I actually want to keep for different skill checks that I have to surpass. That one I don't need, that one I don't need, that one I don't need, but it's new, that one I don't need, but it's new. Cool. And then the weapons, don't need any of those. Although I can offload the ones that I picked up. Yeah, they'll be trashed later. Sweet. Pop the correct hat on to see exactly how close we get. Because we pop that on. This is already dialogue skills. So we should be, yeah, 54. So all I need to do then is drink a little. Just chug a whole brewski directly in front of the corporate leader there. It'll be fine. They'll admire it so much that they'll have to let us in. Although we could just go in the back way as well. Like, there's the sneaking way, there's the fighting way, and then there's the talking way. Very, very clearly in this one. Whoop, must have dropped it somewhere. Sorry, forgot to actually chug. Where are we? That'll do it. Hey, got a message for Clive from Sublight.
Oh, that's all right. I know what their messages tend to entail. Head on in.
Much appreciated. We got a Borst factory gate key. Immediately leave, teleport, transmute, terraform. What? Hang on. Disguise ourselves or lose our disguise immediately. Hey, probably should have been able to pick that. Hang on. Guessing this one doesn't let us go in. Yeah, otherwise there'd be more guards. We do know the waterfall under here is another way in, so maybe I just use the Intimidate and then go and do the waterfall instead. It's a neat way to get a little bit of extra experience.
Coming.
Gonna find you! Jackass isn't coming! Got him,
Too many warning shots on that one, that's my bad. Should have slowed time, wouldn't have needed
That's
one.
the last of him.
So when they said crawling through the sewers, I have to imagine they're talking about the entrance you can find from the waterfalls. Stands to reason, at least. Hang on.
up, boss.
Nailed it, Cap.
Should have started with the Mega Raptidon with the extra crit.
Damn, the Yoka's in trouble. Ha! Go up.
Drop kick it directly off of Nyoka, thank you. Appreciated, Felix. Only you can take care of the rest of them, right? Mr. N! Ooh! N-ray damage on a weapon. Melee weapon in particular. We could give that to Felix, but it feels like melee weapons really don't want to do N-ray damage. Like, you want it to be instantaneous in its impact. Oh, again, take all the weapons. Keep getting that. Must I not have anything to break down at the end? Come on, waterfall, please be on this size. Otherwise, I'm just going to go in through the main door. Yep, it is. Beautiful.
Ah, this factory offers the loveliest aromas. Like if you cook forest over a sulfur pit.
Sometimes I can't really tell if they're talking about something that they actually think is supposed to be some sort of a delicacy that's strange to us,
Solid kill.
or something that's supposed to sound awful. That one I've got a little bit of an inclination, though. So this way, it looks like you could go through the facility, like the restricted area, without actually wearing an outfit. Just try and stealth your way through. Because it is a restricted area, but there's no one that immediately sees you, at least. Yeah, there's containers in there. Damn it. Someone roaming around the bottom as well. Hey, y'all. Sorry about that. I don't know why, but every hour on the hour, Twitch has just been kicking me off. Like, I get it, Twitch. I get it. But I have an hour left in the stream. At least wait until that. But it's weird that it happened exactly at midday and exactly at 11 as well, I think it was. Extremely unfortunate. Authorized user login sequence initiating. Greeting, authorized personnel. The King would like to remind you that the terminal sessions are recorded with the corresponding timestamps. Prolonged periods of use are liable to incur contact infractions. If you'd like to temporarily disable the recording system, please schedule a dinner appointment with the King after entering your password. From Rose or from Blanchard? Let's go from Rose. From Rose to F. Patterson. What ends will begin again. Factory's back online. Feels strange. Not only did I think I'd never stoop to this line of work, but they gave me your place on the line. Wish you could have waited. Just for a little while. And that's fine. Me and my cousin Isaac are right as rain. We are. Never met a man so eccentric as the factory's new owner, Clive. Got a dreadful temper, he does. But he pays our wages on time, so I don't rightly mind. Just, if you ain't coming back, could you at least answer my damn messages? I feel like a fool sending these. Like I'm pouring my heart into some silly diary. Maybe I'll go visit with Isaac. Haven't seen him in a few days. The one you left behind. A. J. Blanchard to C. Blanchard. Subject, need me a new job. I cannot friggin' take it any longer. I know the money's good. I know the work's steady. But Core, you cannot hardly fathom what it's like day in, day out. Grew up with a slimy worm, and now he's got me calling him the Borscht King of Monarch, like real fragging royalty, like the myths of old. And he's always humming to himself, or muttering, or shouting, splattered in gristle, or worse. I know what happened to those fellas who got pink slips. Won't go out like that. Not me. Not on account of Slaughterhouse Clive. I quit. Your loving brother, Janin, sorry. Captain Waza. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Enjoy your emotes in chat, and welcome to the Republic. Pretty sure the bots aren't going to question us, so... As long as we stay away enough from the factory employees. When our disguise starts to go on the fritz, we should be okay. Mag to melt. Changes the weapon type to corrosive. The only problem with changing the weapon type to corrosive is the cost, actually. It's the 4,000 I have to pay for this. Increases body armor and helmet armor ratings against N-ray damage by 10. That also seems important. I suspect that the enemies in the end of the game are going to have more N-ray stuff. I kind of want to take both, but it's most of my money. I don't want to leave all my tinkering stuff that much later. That said, I'm already quite powerful. Maybe I don't need it. Definitely taking mag to melt. I don't know about laminated. But the mag to melt almost certainly actually even goes on my Deadeye assault rifle. Over the mag to zap. Me too, bud. Alright. Authorized user login. We've already seen that before. The king would like to remind you to please clock out before documenting your daily shift in 15-minute increments. Good lord. Do not forget to clock back in when you're returning to work for your next 23-hour shift. If you'd like to file a complaint, please immediately report to the king to receive an infraction on your performance. Line shift reports. Old files to be deleted. Excellent. Let's go for those first. From Patterson to Rose, the end is upon us. I don't want to tell you I told you so, but I did message you that the writing on the wall was back in April. Did I not? Which, if you remember, is one of the reasons I begged you to please hurry in your decision-making, which inadvertently and unfortunately stoked your ire at me for rushing you. But now everything I feared is coming to pass. CNP's abandoned Monarch with the others. The factory's in working order, but less and less of us are showing up for shifts. Cause what's the point, really? Never got my last 2 bit cards for wages owed, and you know I can't pay rent. Aggie, let alone sponsor your wastrel of a cousin's gambling habits. I know how you titter it away whenever I raise these sorts of concerns, but I'm not joking, Aggie. It's only a matter of time before I'm plumb out in the streets. What are you going to do then? Keep telling me to wait? Aggie Rose. No, I don't necessarily know that person yet. What are you going to do about it then? I can't. Keep telling you to wait? I can't. The next ferry's scheduled for Thursday at 2 o'clock. I'll be on it. I'd like you to join me. If you do, then I'll have your answer at last. If not, then I guess I'll have an answer all the same. Either way, I won't be waiting for another month on end. See you at the ferry platform, I hope. Yours in heart, if not in body, Fitz. Fitz Patterson. Again, another name I don't think I know at the moment. Every 15 minutes, logging, inspecting the quality of cans, unclogging machinery, cleaning machinery, running diagnostics, and inspected quality of cans. Clive. Geraldine. Don't know a voice for Geraldine yet, so we'll just go default. Clive, what are your thoughts on that dog? Could it be a raptidon? With no scales. Well, there ain't enough cysts for it to be a wayward pig, but I'll be damned if I ain't never seen vermin so large. I'll admit I was skeptical when you called me and the fellas back to the factory like we were going to run it rogue. Well, I guess we did. But you were right. There was money right for the picking, and even without CMP's umbrella, I just want you to know I appreciate what you did for each of us. Best to have maintenance check the grading on the vents. That's the second clog this month. Geraldine. And plasma carbine directly under the table. Fine. This is a little bit of storytelling about what I'm kind of expecting going on here. So this is not actually a CNP factory. It's just ex-CNP workers. Uh-oh. Giving me a workbench right before a giant door is a little, never mind. We can't go through. Would be a little threatening. Kind of one of those prepare for a big fight areas. Effectively, all the ammo I'm getting at this point is just loot.
Works fortifies the spirit.
Okay, yeah, with their patrols, you could definitely just hide and go around this entire area. But I'm using it as loot, just something to sell. All right. Medical. Increased daily vitamin administration to their troughs by 400%. Beautiful. We'll probably end up turning that on. Greetings, authorized personnel. The king would like to remind you of the following message. Begin block quote. The sister pigs get 5 cans of Borscht per meal per day each. Not 4, not 6, not 10. That is 5 precisely. I do not care how much they squeal at you or how pathetic looking their sad little eyes are. If you over or underfeed my stock, I will carve each of your limbs away and then run your shrieking body through the machine, dreadful slow like. End block quote. Please select action you would like to perform. Inventory logs. Let's look at past. Oh, good lord. Harvested more than 1,000 in a single day, and it only continues from there. The present is unknown cans, unknown cans, unknown cans. Fair enough. Cool. Well, obviously, I'm about to up my medical before we do this, so let's have a look at our medical stats by base. Phew. I'm only 1 away. I don't think any of my equipment is medical based. At least I don't think any of it will help me with it. Tech skills. Medical counts as tech skills. All right, never mind. That'll do. Food supply status comprehensive nutritional assessment indicates the current administration of slop is toxic. Not certain that results in the ideal way. That may have just killed all of the sister pigs. Borscht factory ID cartridge. Okay, beautiful. So that's if you actually do want to complete this out of order, you can sneak in here, sneak through here, get the ID cartridge, and then complete the area. Drug addiction affects it? Yeah, so I have a character that has a flaw drug addiction. Which, if I haven't taken a drug in a long time, it'll lower my dex, perception, and temperament by 1 point. And it's probably temperament or perception that gives stat bonuses to medical, right? So having a lower version of that means that's worse for us. However, I will note, this counts as a negative combat modifier. So I have a perk over here called Revenge. Whenever you're affected by a harmful combat effect, you deal increased damage. So we just deal 20% extra damage at all times. And the stats that are lowered for us don't actually affect our damage. Well, not significantly at least. Red one. Yeah, unfortunately, people are getting a little... Alright, you're gonna talk to me, aren't you? Hey.
Error. Employee information not found. Identify yourself.
I am a robot. Beep boop. If you're experiencing errors, I should take you to a mechanical engineer. This statement is false.
Error. Paradox protection protocols have prevented me from registering your stated identification. Please report to your nearest mechanical engineer.
Will do, for I am a robot. Everything I say is false.
Error. Paradox prevention has temporarily disabled this unit's auditory processing. Thank you for your cooperation.
A list of all this contains itself. Damn it. Wanted to get that one in onto the wire. Here's hoping this one has different stuff that it can do. Operation surface ward. Garbage there as well. Oh. But... okay. I guess it's just for a different set of sister pigs. Let's pop the tech skills one on. There we go. Oh! Killed all your pigs, nerd. I didn't even realize that was what I was doing. Apparently, I've already dealt with Clive by having killed all your pigs. Like, oops a little, but not much. Don't really mind.